everyone, welcome back to yet another fresh episode of Vritvi Talks, the Ambition podcast. 43,000 followers on LinkedIn is definitely a landmark on the moon. Today's guest can be easily termed as a maverick in personal branding on LinkedIn. This is a classic story of zero to hero of a person who created his niche online and today is totally killing it. With over a decade of experience in social media marketing and personal branding, he is the founder and CEO of the social media company, a name which is a go to for a lot of professionals out there when it comes to personal branding. He has been featured in LinkedIn News, Josh Talks, Your Story, phew, and the list goes on. He has also been a keynote speaker in few of the renowned universities in the country to spread his knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sudharsanan Ganapathy. Welcome, Sudharsanan. Welcome to Vritvi Talks. It's a pleasure to have you. It has been quite a chase to and fro to have you. I'm sure you must be very, very busy.
Thank you so much, Vritvi. Thank you so much for inviting me. And yes, I've been very busy lately, but thank you for being patient with me.
It's completely our pleasure. I'm sure today viewers and the listeners will get a lot many insightful notes out of this episode because your journey has been incredible. And it's very fascinating to see someone of similar age group starting from nowhere and to having this number on LinkedIn and being a maverick in personal branding and owning an agency. So please tell us about your journey.
Right. So I am an engineer by qualification.
Mm-hmm.
India is one country where people don't make choices after school. They make their life choice after finishing engineering. So I'm an engineer too.
True.
So, but once I finished engineering, I did not want to go to a job. I started as a freelancer while I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came out of college, I already had a few clients, so I did not need a job. So I've never been to a job.
Okay.
I started as a freelancer, and eventually I set my agency up. I set it
Okay.
as a digital marketing agency.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to offer every service under digital marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and it went well until COVID-19. And
Okay.
COVID-19 changed the game.
Yeah, I
Because
think
most
it
of
has changed the game for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of businesses that had almost got shut down during COVID, and they came up with something interesting, like a trick that they might have been missing before COVID, and then the game changed for them. Is that the same thing with you as well?
the same for me too. No, during COVID-19, I had to generate leads for myself because we did not
Mm-hmm.
get leads. Because no, let me be frank. For digital agencies don't run ads for themselves,
Yeah.
right?
True.
They get
True.
their leads through word of mouth.
Yes.
And I used to get leads through word of mouth too. But during COVID-19, most people didn't have money to spend on marketing.
Yeah.
Or even if they had money, they were not willing to spend money on marketing at that point of time because they didn't know what was coming ahead.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I wanted to start a lead generating machine for me. And that's when I started my own personal brand. I started building my own personal brand. That too on
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn. Why LinkedIn? Because that's where my audience is.
Okay.
I started creating content on LinkedIn on the April 1st of 2021 with the intention of creating a personal brand around me.
Okay.
It's been around 22 months now. And I went from 130 followers to 39,000 plus followers in the span. Followers is
Wow.
only a vanity metric. Followers don't
Yes.
matter,
Yes.
but it's about who follows you. I've had
Yeah.
over 20 million impressions in these 22 months.
What are you
And
saying?
yeah,
That's incredible.
so my only lead generation engine is my LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
We don't spend on marketing. We are a marketing agency that does not spend on marketing. But yeah, but along the way, I understood that digital marketing is not the problem I had to solve. I
Mm-hmm.
had to solve the personal branding problem. So we
Yeah.
rebranded ourselves into a personal branding agency
Mm-hmm.
and started offering this as the only service.
Mm-hmm.
And from then on, we've been offering this as the only service to CXOs and founders and we help them establish their authority in their niche on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my journey. Currently, we have over 80 clients. We've been working with clients from new startups to unicorns. So yeah, we are working with a lot of people.
That's amazing. I mean, it literally got me back to my COVID-19 days where I was also, there was a point when even I had ran out of work and I didn't know what to do next. And that is exactly where I got back to what I really wanted to do in life much before digital marketing happened or much before live happened. So that is where even I started my personal branding during that time. So I decided to write a book during that time because that is something which I always wanted to do. I started my podcast around that time, but after COVID. But yes, I had planned it that way that the next 2 3 years are going to be for my personal branding. So yeah, I'm sure that must have worked really must have kya matlab, it has literally worked wonders for you.
Their personal branding will definitely work wonders. I can see it in your profile too. So, I think one has to work on their personal brand, no matter what
Yes,
industry they are. But it also depends on how good they are in that industry.
yes. So that is one thing also that I would want to ask you, that you being into the digital marketing industry, personal branding must have come a little easier to you, but it is not the same for a lot of people out there, right? Because there are people of different professions altogether. They don't know how to use social media. They don't know the importance of different platforms on social media, right? There is LinkedIn, there is Twitter, there is Twitch. Then there is Snapchat, there is Instagram, of course, and there is YouTube also, right? So there are people of different age groups from different professions. So how do you emphasize on personal branding? Like, okay, fine, you said yes, it is important, but why do you think it is important for everyone out there, not just for people like you and me who own a digital marketing agency? Because yes, this becomes like a face card for us that, okay, you know what, we are doing this. So yes, people get good brand image. They literally get something that, okay, fine, this person is doing so and so, and this person is seen doing this. So yes, we can trust this person. So for us, it becomes a face card to gain that trust with our with the brands that we wish to work with, or with the people that we wish to connect on, right? But then please emphasize a little bit on personal branding as a whole, as a subject.
See, personal branding, first of all, is not for everyone. Personal branding is to establish your authority in a specific industry. And you have to build a personal brand only if you have an authority.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about becoming a celebrity, right? It's about becoming an authority.
Yeah.
So if it's not about becoming a celebrity, your looks or your tone does not matter. What matters is your knowledge in that industry. So if we are really experts in that industry, if we are trying to establish that, it becomes very easy for us. No matter what industry we are in, it becomes very easy for us. The only reason why personal branding worked for me is because I was already a product of my product.
Yes.
I was already a personal brand. I built a big personal brand around me, and I knew that I'll be able to do it for others too.
Yeah.
That's
Correct.
the same with you. You are an expert in digital marketing, so you know what works. So you can do it for others too. So it's not for everyone. It's for people who are already experts. So and believe me, especially on LinkedIn, we are addressing to a niche audience. We are addressing to an intelligent audience. And they easily find out. If they're not up to the mark, if we don't know what we're talking about, they will easily shun us. And personal branding will work in the opposite direction for us if we are not good.
Yeah. But I think you've highlighted a very important point, that personal branding is not to be presented yourself as a celebrity, right? And that there is a thin line between both these things. And I think a lot of people who want to become a personal brand, they somewhere misconceptualize both the things, and they're like, okay, no, personal branding matlab humko to you have to just portray ourselves like a celebrity. So you tell us that, okay, what we want, these many number of followers on Instagram, these many viewers on YouTube and stuff like that. So that is like a personal brand for them. I want my articles here and there and all that, because they want to portray themselves like a mini celebrity, right? So yeah, so how do you differentiate between personal brand, an influencer, and a celeb?
Right. It's usually people who are building personal brand around them are experts in a specific thing. They won't, at the end of the day, people don't follow you if you're trying to build a personal brand. People follow your work.
Yeah, and the value that you are adding to that. Yeah.
Exactly. So people follow you for what you can do, not for the person you are. So instead of talking about us, it's always better to talk about the work we do.
Yeah, correct.
So that's a personal brand. But if you're trying to become a celebrity, yes, you can try to become a celebrity. There's nothing wrong about it. But LinkedIn is not the platform to do it. Instagram and YouTube is a very good platform to do it. But becoming a celebrity, if you have a business, of course you will be able to run it big time. But if you don't have a business and if you are still trying to become an influencer or a celebrity, you can still monetize it by promoting others' products, others' businesses. So my advice would be, if you have a business and if you are an expert in that business, build an authority, build a personal brand. But if you are, if you don't have a business, but you think that you have a specific talent that you can monetize, so portray it and start selling others' products and promoting others' businesses. Both are very good monetization techniques. But if you have a business, build a very good authority around you and not a celebrity image around you, because people eventually get they understand what you're trying to say, because people these days are very intelligent. It's not that they don't know about what you're talking; they already know what you're talking about. They just want that extra information from you. So they understand. So
Correct. Yeah, it's most of the time that, okay, we know that what you're talking about. We are smart, but we want to know that how smarter can you be? It
exactly.
is also, it is also like that at times.
Then people are checking if you're saying the right thing.
Yeah. That is correct. That is correct. So, you mentioned about lead generation, right? You used your personal branding, you built your personal brand from zero to this, humongous number on LinkedIn. And I'm sure you're very famous on Twitter also, and you have started gaining a good popularity on Instagram also, right? But then, if at all we are talking about lead generation, right? If not in digital marketing, how can a person who is trying to build his personal brand use internet for generating leads in his or her respective other businesses? Like, you and me, we know this because we are into marketing as a core, as an industry. Digital is a very small aspect of it that we niche down on, right? We have niched down on, but marketing as a whole is a huge industry, right? So you and me can use personal branding to generate leads a lot out of this, right? But what about people who are just new into creating their own personal brand? But what if they do not create their own personal brand and still want to generate leads for their respective businesses, maybe offline or online?
Right. It depends on what business we are in. It depends on who our target audience is. If your target audience is B2B, if you are selling to a business, and it's always better to go with LinkedIn ads, apart from personal. Yeah, the first option I would recommend is personal branding, but the next option is LinkedIn ads. But LinkedIn ads are very expensive. They are 4 to 5 times more expensive than Facebook's.
Yeah.
It's like, but if you're B2C, you can actually leverage Facebook ads, because Facebook ads are so good in terms of targeting people. If you need specific targeting, Facebook ads is the way to go.
Okay.
Because Meta has come a long way, because let's say you're selling to a pregnant woman. You can sell to a pregnant woman. You can target pregnant women. You can target early parents. If you can target seasoned parents. So there are so many ways to target people. You can target engaged people. You can target married people. You can target newlyweds. So there are different ways to which you can target people. So if you're selling to a person, to a customer, specific customer, you can actually target the right audience. That happens on Facebook. But in terms of content creation, I would always recommend that you go towards the organic way. There are only 4 organic platforms today. The first organic platform is LinkedIn. For B2B, LinkedIn has unlimited organic reach. What Facebook was in 2011 and 2012, LinkedIn is in 2022 and 2023.
Yes.
For example, if I have 39,000 followers, if I engage in your content, most of my followers will see your content.
Yes.
So that's a very good organic method to grow your content.
Yes, because I asked you this question because not everyone is too keen on personal branding, or maybe that they lack their confidence, or maybe they are just not interested, right? So there has to be a way out to generate leads for their own. Yeah.
There are so many ways, like we're saying, so the next one is Instagram. Instagram, in your business page, you can still make reels, and reels can go viral because people don't have to follow you to see your reels.
Yeah. Correct.
And the same with shorts. YouTube Shorts is a third way, because YouTube was never considered a viral platform until Shorts.
Yes.
Shorts has changed the game.
Yes.
So YouTube is today a viral platform. So you can use YouTube. But if you're watching this from outside of India, TikTok is one. TikTok is the fourth way. TikTok is the most organic reach out of all platforms. That is the platform to be on. You can go in today and become viral tomorrow. So it's that kind of virality you can get on TikTok.
Okay.
So the 4 platforms that I would highly recommend, because you can use it. You can be naive about social media. You need not know about
Yeah.
social media and yet
Yeah.
still win in these platforms.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a personal brand. You can still promote your business and still choose organic way to do it.
Yes. That's a wonderful answer, and I'm sure people must have taken good notes about it. So now that our podcast is about ambitions, right? So how has the definition of ambitions changed for you? Was it the same as it was 3 years or 4 years ago, or has it changed post-COVID, or has it changed today that you look forward to the next 2, 3 years? How has it changed, or has it not changed at all? This is exactly what you wanted to do.
Right. It's been 10 years since I started, since I got started as a freelancer. I started in
Mhm.
2012.
Hmm.
So it's been over 10 years now. So when I started only for money. I did not want to take a job because I thought that there was more money in business.
Hmm.
That was the first reason why I got into business. But
Yes,
I soon understood there's not a lot of money in the initial phases.
correct.
So it took
There's a
quite
lot
a
of
while for me.
effort in the initial phase.
Exactly. It's always inversely proportional. Initially, you put
Yes,
in a lot of effort for little money, but over a point of time, you put very little effort for a lot of money.
yeah,
But you have the freedom to put very little effort, but you don't want to put little effort. You want to put a lot of effort again.
yes, yes.
So
Because
that's how
it's
business.
yours. Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's yours.
exactly.
You're not working for anybody else. Yeah.
Exactly. So when you have the freedom, you don't want to enjoy the freedom. So you know
Yes,
why.
yes.
Because, and that is how my ambition has changed.
Hmm.
During COVID-19, until COVID-19, we were doing fairly well. We had 22
Hmm.
paying clients, 22 clients in retainer. So at that point of time, during
That's a good
COVID, before
number.
COVID,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's a good
that's a decent
number.
number.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when I thought I had arrived. But and COVID knocked me down. Not just me,
Exactly.
my entire business. So,
No, this happens whenever you feel that, oh, you know what, I'm on the top of the world, I've arrived, this is it, and all, and that is exactly where you fall down. It happens. It's just not with you, but I think it's with
it's
everyone.
pretty much
Yeah,
everyone. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
So and it took me a while to get back up on my feet. But one thing that I understood is every time you think that you arrived, the universe puts you down, and
Yes.
again you have to break up from there and find a new road to grow, because the same
Hmm.
road that worked for you before might not work for you now.
Yes. Correct.
And yeah, and during COVID-19, I somehow retained my team,
Hmm.
and we were able to scale from there. And the personal branding team that I put together was another luck to me. The people that came to me and stuck with me are people who most people wish they had. So no, I'm just lucky in that way. But most of the ways, no, in a lot of things, I think that I've been lucky in a lot of areas. The first thing is I've always been at the right place at the right time, and I've been lucky that way. The right
Yeah.
connections get made, the right
Yeah.
people meet, the right things find me. So the right
Yeah. Yeah.
opportunity to me. I've always
Yeah.
been at the right place at the right time, and in that
Yeah.
way, I'm lucky.
Yeah.
But other than the effort part, my effort during COVID-19, my ambition changed towards sustaining my business and growing it from there. Because
Hmm.
scaling a business from ground zero was again difficult. It reminded me of the
Exactly.
initial again. So I had to
Yes.
go back, take that mindset, but with the experience I had all these years, and had to scale it. But now we are at a point where we are doing fairly well. We have over 80 clients now. So we are doing fairly well now. But in terms of growth, no,
Hmm.
now money is out of the equation. Money is, of course, money is important. I'm not saying that money is
Of
not the
course.
goal.
Of course. Of course.
Money is important,
Yes.
but the goal has changed for us. The way we think is, how many stories can we tell? Because
Yeah.
when you talk about branding and marketing, people look up to the
Yes.
Western world.
Yes.
But what people have to understand is there are a lot of people who do great job in India itself.
Yes. Correct.
And
Correct.
but one thing that lacks in India is the willingness to share their story.
Yes.
What they think, what we Indians have been brought up with the conservative mindset, where when we talk about our work, it feels like boasting.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, if at all you're sitting within a group of people or within a group of relatives also, we generally step back whenever
Exactly.
we have to talk about our work, because then we fear that we might get judged, that, oh, this person talks about this thing only, they talk about what they're doing and all, but that is not the case actually.
Exactly. That's not the case, and that shouldn't be. Because
Yeah,
we have to share our story for someone else to get inspired through us and grow in their life too.
exactly, exactly.
Because if you have a story, and if it can impact someone else, and if you're not
Yes,
saying it, I believe that it's a sin, right? So we have to tell,
Correct.
because I saw a lot of stories and then grew my business.
Exactly.
If they hadn't shared their story, there is no Sudarshan today.
Yeah,
I know.
correct.
So and I also know, if I don't share my story, there is some other Sudarshan who's waiting for someone's story and who might not wake up because they didn't see my story.
Yes. And my only
And
agenda of starting a podcast was also that, and even the title of my book also, Blinded by Ambition, right? And that is where I aligned it to this podcast called the Ambition Podcast, because I wanted to bring out stories. I'm not looking out for, extremely famous people to come as a guest on my podcast, which other podcasters might do. Well, good for them. But for me, it was more like, what difference can I make through these inspiring stories? People who have started from nowhere and who have thrived their way to achieve a certain point in life, right? That is where the real inspiration comes from. And even if through this episode or through any other, smallest of the reel or any piece of content, whatever that we are putting out, if that can make a difference, slightest difference within a day of a person also, that makes a huge difference to me at least.
true. And that's exactly what we think too. Now we want to tell
Yeah.
the story of the Indian entrepreneur out there.
Yeah.
People come to us, we think that their story deserves a larger audience, because most people have not grown their business easily. They have taken a
Yes.
lot of effort.
Yes.
They all have beautiful stories. I think these stories will inspire a lot of people, and
Yes.
that's where our ambition is focused now as a business. So we are going towards the path that would help us tell a lot of stories. So
Okay.
that's what we're doing all these days, and that's what we'll continue doing all this. I know from here on too.
That's lovely. Yeah, that's so lovely. I mean, you literally hit the right chord with me, at least in this part, that, okay, you know what? Because I am a huge, huge, huge fan of storytelling. Whenever it comes to, inspiration, or whenever it comes to motivation, because a small story can literally make a difference. So,
True,
yes.
true, so true.
Okay. Now, coming to the last part of this podcast, your message, any one message or advice that you felt that if somebody must have given to you 10 years before, would have changed your life in a different way. Is there anything like that? Or is there a message that you would want to give to the current youth, the Gen Z or the millennials? Because I believe that a lot of millennials are still trying to figure out what to do next in their life. So, what is
Right,
that one message that you would like to give out?
right. Uh, People told me that I should get a good degree in order to succeed in life. But in today's world, degrees don't matter. I'm not saying that you should not get an education. Of course, get an education, get a degree.
Yes,
But
yes.
over and above, grow your skills. Your skill set is what is
Correct.
going to help you grow in life. I wish that someone told me just 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
I got out of college, I had to learn digital marketing. I did not know
Hmm.
it, learn
Hmm.
it. But if someone told me that while I was in 10th standard, you just need a decent mark in your 12th standard, but you need very good skills, I would have already focused on digital marketing, right? So now you guys know it. You need to do decently well in school and college, but you don't have to be toppers, guys. Seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it
Yeah,
does not make
exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
But what
Forget
should make
about
sense?
the pressure that parents are putting on you. अरे नहीं, शर्मा जी के लड़के के 90% आ रहे हैं, आपके नहीं आ रहे हैं, that's very wrong.
Yes, exactly. So what matters is your skill set. No,
Yeah.
people who code might know. There's a term called stack, right? And here there's a term called skill stack. What's your skill stack? How many skills
Hmm.
do you have?
Hmm.
And what are you the best in the world at?
Hmm.
That's what matters today. It is not your degree, it is always your skills. Skills will save you. It saved me,
Hmm.
and I'm sure it will save you too. So that's
Correct.
my message. So grow your skills. It's actually simple. It's simple. No, but find that one skill that naturally comes to you, but you will find it only when you try a lot of things. And that's why
Yes.
I say this stack. No, I might be very good in personal branding, but I'm
Hmm.
also fairly good in a lot of things
Yeah.
because I try a lot of things.
Yeah.
Before you niche down and understand that, and think that you should be doing only one thing, try
Hmm.
out a lot of things and then niche down so that you'll be fairly good in a lot of things. And you don't know where the dots will connect.
Yes.
It connected in a good way for me. So it will connect for you too. So yeah. So skill stack, remember the word.
That's a wonderful message, Sudharsanan. I'm sure the viewers, the listeners have taken great notes out of this episode, and this episode was definitely very insightful for me as well. I could connect to a lot of things that you said, because even I come from a similar thought process. So yes, thank you so much, Sudarsanan. It was wonderful hosting you, and I hope we have another episode much more emphasized on personal branding. I hope we have another second episode soon.
Wow, I would love to do it. Thank you so much for inviting me with me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great day.
You too.
Oh, wait. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? Subscribe now